Welcome to Board Game Empire. Today we're going to do a review for the Deadlies by Smirk Dagger Games. It's 3-5 players, 10 plus, 30 minutes. It's pretty much a card drafting, take that type of game where you're just, you have pretty much a hand that you're going to be using, and each turn you're going to try to get rid of your whole hand. And then once you get rid of your hand, once you have 0 in your hand, you start with 6 in this token or any of these tokens. And then so once you get rid of, because you start with 6 cards, once you get rid of the 6 plus whatever cards you have obtained, then you go down to 4. And so you start with 4. Once you get rid of those cards plus whatever you obtain, then you go down to 2. And then once you get rid of all those cards plus the 2 that you obtained to the level of 2. Once you get to 0, you win the game. So it's an easy game, and the cards are pretty much self-explanatory. They tell you what each one does, and the way what each one does is lust, pick a partner, they choose, nothing happens. Or you may each discard a card. Each player that discards a lust, and this way forces their partner to draw 3 cards. So if you have a lust card, you can make your partner pretty much draw 3 cards from the deck. Then there's sloth, which is place this card in front of you, discard at the beginning of your next turn. All opponents with a sloth in front of them must draw a card. And so wrath is probably one of the better ones. Force a player to draw 2 cards. After drawing, they may immediately discard a wrath, forcing you to draw 2 cards. Repeat until no one can or wants to respond. So to defend it, whoever makes you draw 2, you could make them draw 2 and just keep going back and forth. If you have a wrath card, play gluttony. Either take a random card from another player's hand or draw 3 cards. Then take another turn. Great card for you to pretty much keep taking turns. Then there's pride. Ask another player if they have pride. If they don't, which means if they have to have a pride card. If they don't, they draw a card. If they can reveal pride, you draw a card instead. There's greed. Deal cards to others. You may stop after clean or dealing at least 2 that are not greed. If any 2 or other greed match suits, stop and place them on your hand instead. Deal 5 successfully and discard your hand. So pretty much what you do is you just keep drawing and see how far you can get. Right there, that means I would have to pick up, even though I'm the one who drew the greed card. But if I stopped right here, my opponents would have to take those. Okay, then we have envy. Draw 2 cards. Even if you do not have an envy in your hand, you may trade hands with any other player. So if you don't have envy, you're able to trade your whole hand. This card is all 7 suits. Choose a suit when played. It has that suit effect. Also, the corruption, if you're doing the greed, if you grab the corruption from the deck, pretty much you lose and you grab all the cards that you put out. Then the purity, put the halo in your hand. Even from someone else's hand, this card has no suit. And so you're able to obtain the halo. And what the halo does is discard your entire hand. When played or discarded, return Halo face up to the table. This card has no suit. And what you also can do throughout the game is, if you have like, let's say, let me look. If you have like two of the same color, that's a suit, you can do it. 3, if you have 1, 2, 3, you can do it. It doesn't have to be the same color. It could be any color. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then there's, if you have 4s, like if I had a whole bunch of 5s, I could. But the card that's on top is the card that's pretty much you're using the effect on. And I believe I cover how you play the game. And so we're just going to jump right into the review. Okay, so for the rules, I would give like a 4 out of 5. Some of the rules were kind of vague, like how the Halo works. And so we're trying to figure out when you get rid of it, does that mean you could get rid of your whole hand? There's just many factors that we were just, the rule book did not cover. And so that's why I'm giving it 4 out of 5. The font is nice and easy to read. The flavor text at the bottom is a little hard. It's kind of small, but you don't really need to read it. You just read the bold letters. Also, the images are easy to read, and so is what the cards are, like, lust, sloth, wrath, gluttony, pride, greed, and envy. And so those are easy to read. The tokens are nice and easy to read, so that helps. But there is no player aid in this. That aspect also hinders the rule aspect of the game. So 4 out of 5. So component quality, I would give it 5 out of 5. The cards are nice and thick. They don't bend easily. You can actually shuffle them. The tokens are nice and thick, double-sided. Like I said, the font's easy to read. The design's nice. So component, 5 out of 5. Experience, I would give 4 out of 5. Great experience. Had a lot of fun. It was kind of a silly theme. I thought that there would be more of a take that aspect to the game because it's 7 Deadly Sins. Also, the theme really doesn't work with it's almost like just painted on. There's pretty much, you could put any theme into this game and it would be the same game. The theme really doesn't really represent the game, I feel. So I think they could have took a more harder approach and take that aspect to the game. So for the experience, I go 4 out of 5. The mechanics, same thing, 4 out of 5. I think that it could have been a great game, but they held back. I think they obviously held back on the take that aspect of the game. Also, they didn't implement what I feel should have been implemented to the theme. I think the theme really, there's a disconnect on what the cards do and what it represents, the Deadlies. So I don't think the theme really represents it. So for that, I would give like the mechanics a 4 out of 5. And so it was just not that much of a take that aspect of the game. And so 4 out of 5. Replayability, same thing, 4 out of 5. Great game, and there's many cool mechanics and aspects to the game, and it does have a little bit of take that. Just thought it would be more because of the theme, like I stated, and so compared to a lot of the other games where we have played that have take that, this is probably one of the most light ones, and so which I thought would be kind of opposite. And so that's why I put the replayability 4 out of 5. Overall total, I would give it like a 3 out of 5, like a solid 7 out of 10. It's a good game, but I just wish that there was more to that. I wish that they implemented more into what the theme was about, like the Deadlies, the 7 Deadly Sins. I just feel that there's other games that probably represent more of a take that aspect to the game than what this one could have represented. They have the design aspect and some of the cool, ideas, but I just didn't feel connection to it. I think that it could have been some better, and so that's why I give it like a 3 out of 5, 7 out of 10. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to leave a comment down below in the description. I'm going to have a link where to buy the game. Our social media is down below in the description. And I'll see you in the next video.